You've probably come across at least one person who told you that all you need to do is think positively and everything will work out. Or maybe they looked you in the eye and confidently said that if you just visualize what you want, the universe will deliver it like a takeout order. I used to believe in all of that too. But there's something no one ever told you. Positive thinking is just an infinitesimal part of the great equation that drives your life. True manifestation requires something most people don't want to face: active mental work and real alignment with the laws that govern our reality. You know that friend who dreams of success but keeps waking up late, procrastinating, and sabotaging themselves? They might say they believe in the law of attraction, but their reality says otherwise. And do you know why? I hate to break it to you, and maybe this will make you uncomfortable, but it's because manifestation is not magic. The universe is mental. Everything that exists is part of the projection of a greater, infinite mind. But between what you think and what you receive, there's a path. And that path must be walked with intention. If you're not materializing what you desire, it could be because your mind is in conflict. You say you want prosperity, but deep down, you believe money is hard to earn. You claim you want an amazing relationship, but you still carry wounds that make you push love away. The point isn't just what you think, it's how you align your mind with the all. Manifestation never fails. At every moment, we are manifesting something, good or bad. What fails is the way people understand it. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. If you truly want to understand how the principle of mentalism can transform your reality, then stick with me. Because after what I'm about to show you, you'll never see manifestation the same way again. I'm Noah, and this is the Hermes Code channel. Here, I share with you the teachings of Hermeticism applied to real life. I've seen this happen so many times I've lost count. People genuinely believing that if they just kept thinking positively, everything would work out. They repeat affirmations, fill their homes with motivational posters, do daily visualizations. But deep down, nothing ever changes, and when it does, it's for the worse. They're still stuck in the same mediocre job, still trapped in empty relationships, still waiting and waiting until they realize nothing happened. And when that moment comes, it's always the same question: what am I doing wrong? The answer might not be the one that makes you feel comfortable, but I have to tell you. Thinking positively without changing your mental structure is like trying to drive a car without fuel. You can turn the key, imagine the perfect road trip, but if the tank is empty, you're not going anywhere. Most people learned about manifestation in the worst way possible, and those so-called gurus constantly preaching about the law of attraction are largely to blame. The problem is, people were taught to believe the universe works like a waiter who just takes orders and delivers them at the right time. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The principle of mentalism teaches that everything in the universe is mind. This means your reality is a reflection of what you project internally. But that projection doesn't happen only on the surface level of conscious thought. It comes from the deepest layers of your mind. You can say you want abundance, but if deep down you believe money corrupts, guess what you're going to manifest? If you thought scarcity, you're absolutely right. You can claim you want a great love, but if inside you carry unresolved trauma, insecurity, and fear of rejection, what's going to show up? Without a doubt, you'll attract relationships that reinforce exactly that. This is the mistake no one talks about. The universe doesn't respond only to what you think. It responds to what you are. And what you are is a combination of thoughts, emotions, feelings, and actions. If your mind is still stuck in old patterns, what you manifest in the physical world will be a direct reflection of that. So, if you feel like your life isn't moving in the direction you want, the root of the problem might lie in what you can't see. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about right now. Because there is a way to transform that reality. But for that, you need to be willing to do something most people avoid. Look inward and reprogram your own mind. And if you've made it this far, you're part of the 1% who are truly looking for answers and taking responsibility for what happens in their life. And those are the kinds of people I want with me, People who have the courage to take off the blindfold of ignorance and search within themselves for the strength to move forward. And I'm going to show you how to start transforming your reality today, without relying on any guru or magic formula. For a long time, I believed I knew how to manifest. I followed everything they said, I thought positively, visualized my ideal future, repeated affirmations in front of the mirror. I am prosperous. I am successful. The universe is working in my favor. But do you want to know what actually happened? My reality didn't change. I looked at my life and saw the same challenges, the same struggles. Money never seemed to be enough. My plans never left the paper. And in silence, I asked myself, what am I doing wrong? That's when one thought started to haunt me. What if manifestation isn't just about what I think? I wanted to believe that my mind was aligned with harmony and prosperity. But it only took one small mistake, one bad day. And there I was again. And I kept asking myself, am I really capable? What if it doesn't work? Maybe this just isn't for me. And that's when I realized a truth no one had ever told me. Manifestation doesn't happen based on what you want. It happens based on what you truly believe. I said I wanted abundance, but I carried beliefs rooted in scarcity. I dreamed of opportunities, but I was always expecting the worst. I claimed I trusted the universe, but I lived in constant fear of failure. It was a shock, because until then, I thought positive thinking was enough. But the principle of mentalism teaches something much deeper. Everything is mind, but the mind must be fully aligned to create a favorable and more harmonious reality. And I realized that my mind was fragmented. It was like trying to reach a destination while my mental GPS was set for somewhere else. And that's exactly what happens to most people. They say they want one thing, but deep inside there are blocks, doubts, fears, and beliefs pulling in the opposite direction. And guess what? All of that creates a kind of vibrational signature, a sort of signal router that broadcasts a specific frequency and inevitably connects with similar vibrational waves. Once I understood that, my life began to change. It didn't happen overnight, because manifestation isn't magic. But little by little, I started shifting my mindset, reprogramming my beliefs, and taking actions aligned with what I truly wanted to manifest. And then, something different started to happen. The doors that once seemed closed started to open. Opportunities began to show up. And for the first time, I felt like I was in control of my own reality. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about right now. Because if you've tried to manifest and felt like something was blocking your results, the answer might be hiding in the place you least expect, inside your own mind. And now I'm going to show you what to do with that information. Let me tell you this. Once I became aware of it, everything changed. The moment I stopped just repeating pretty phrases and started realigning my mind with what I actually wanted, my reality began to transform. What once felt impossible suddenly started to make sense. I began to notice patterns I had never seen before. Small details in my behavior, in my daily choices, in how I reacted to situations. And then it hit me. Manifesting reality isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process, happening 24 hours a day. Only most of the time, we're doing it unconsciously. And when you learn how to adjust your mind so it works for you instead of against you, life starts to flow in a completely different way. You know that feeling of always chasing things, like everything is hard, heavy, and nothing ever seems to work out? That feeling disappears. Because, for the first time, you stop being a spectator and start taking control of your own mental creation. And as a result, clarity comes. You know what you want, and more importantly, you know what you need to do to make it real. And when that happens, one small detail changes everything. You stop doubting and start acting with intention. Before, I was sabotaging myself without even realizing it. Now, when a thought of doubt shows up, I can see it. I see what's happening, and I consciously choose which direction to go. And when that happened to me, I felt a responsibility to share this with others. And that's what sets apart those who manifest consciously from those who spend their entire lives at the mercy of their mental patterns. The outer world starts to respond to who you've become on the inside. The opportunities that once felt out of reach begin to show up naturally. But not because the universe decided to give you something. It's because you became the kind of person who receives the results of their vibrational patterns. Prosperity is no longer just an abstract idea. It becomes a state of being. Relationships are no longer a game of unmet expectations. You start attracting people who truly align with who you are. The blocks disappear. Not because life got easier, but because you learned how to navigate it in a way that once seemed impossible. And when that happens, you realize the deeper truth. You're not trying to manifest something. You're simply becoming who you were always meant to be, living in alignment with the unchanging laws that govern our reality. And once you become that person, manifestation happens effortlessly. Now, the only question left is, are you ready for that change? Because now I'm going to tell you what no one told you about working in the primordial field that creates the effects in your life, where everything starts, your mind. You know what tires me? Seeing people genuinely seeking transformation being misled by empty promises. How many times have you been told all you need is to believe? That just imagining it will make the universe deliver? If that were true, there wouldn't be so many frustrated people trying for years to manifest something truly positive in their lives, with no results. The problem is, no one told you what's really going on behind the scenes of your own mind. What separates those who manifest the right way from those who stay stuck isn't luck or fate. It's deep understanding of how reality works. And stick with me in the next videos, because my intention is to share with you everything I've been learning over the last few years. And this isn't something you fix in an afternoon sitting on the couch repeating mantras. Let me be real with you. If you expect the path to be easy, like asking a genie in a bottle, as many online gurus would have you believe, then please stop following this channel. I only want fellow travelers who take responsibility for their lives and know there is no other way but to dive deep within themselves to find the answers. You probably know someone whose life just seems to flow effortlessly while others struggle, try, believe, and nothing changes. It's not because they think more positively than others. It's because they live by a principle most people ignore. Thought without aligned action means nothing. Let me give you a brutal example. If you decide you want to be financially free, but keep surrounding yourself with scarcity, consuming fear-based content, spending recklessly, and hanging out with people who live on autopilot, tell me, how are you going to attract abundance? If you want an incredible relationship but still carry unresolved trauma, don't work on your self-worth, and fear vulnerability, how do you expect a compatible partner to just show up? Here's the truth. No one can do this work for you. I need to be clear. You can consume every piece of content in the world about manifesting reality, but if you don't rewire your mental structure and act accordingly, I'm sorry to say, nothing will change. And that's the part no one tells you, because it's easier to sell the illusion of a shortcut. But if you're here, it's because you've already realized the real path asks more from you. And I know that's not the answer you wanted to hear. But it's the one that can change everything. If you want to start this transformation, here's something direct and simple. Number 1. Find where your mind is out of alignment. Identify internal conflicts. What do you say you want, but act in contradiction to? Number 2. Stop waiting and start building. Every small decision matters. Align your thoughts with your actions. Number 3. Choose consciously where to keep your focus. Your environment, your choices, the information you consume, these shape the reality you manifest. And that's the difference between those who truly manifest and those who spend a lifetime trying. Now I ask you, are you ready to walk this path? Because what I'm preparing to share in the next videos will completely shift how you see and understand the law of attraction. If you made it this far, you've already taken a step most never take, questioning what you were taught about conscious co-creation. But this is just the beginning. If you truly want to understand how reality is created through the Hermetic principles, and how to apply them in a practical way, then I have much more to show you. In the next videos, I'll keep exposing myths, sharing truths no one talks about, and showing you how to transform your mind so you can transform your life. And the best part, this doesn't involve courses, mental hacks, or magic formulas. You'll only need one thing: willpower. As the old saying goes, where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to walk this path with me, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I'll see you in the next video.